Hello and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup for all your news about your kits, glues, paints, and everything else we can't get in stock.
Yeah.
That said, though, that does look very impressive. So at last, after a small delay due to COVID, because now we can blame everything on COVID, the Great Wall Hobbies restock is in.
It is. There it all is, or most of it, and there's a couple more behind Andy because we couldn't fit it in.
Yeah, they've run out of back wall. It goes all the way to the ceiling.
Exactly. So
it's one of everything. It's not everything we've got.
Yeah, and it's quite impressive, to be honest. I think it's just nice to have Great Wall Hobbies back.
Yeah,
it is, because let's face it. When did we have them last? It was a year ago, wasn't it? 2 years ago. Jesus.
2, if not a little bit longer. When we first started it, when we had this, we got it.
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago.
I know. So
yeah. So yeah, it's nice to have it back. I think like the flanker's new in it, the SU-35 S in 72nd. That's a new one. I know the Tomcats have been out for a bit, but we've actually got them in.
Yeah.
There's a D down there, and behind that is obviously the very popular F-15E.
Yes.
The Strike Eagle. It's like MiG-29s and the UB Flanker. I think that one is.
Yes.
Which is new. So 10th anniversary.
Is it? Crikey.
It says on there, look.
Yeah,
Great Wall.
I suppose it is. Yeah, very nice.
Which makes sense, doesn't it?
Makes it 11th anniversary.
Well, yeah, but that was last year. Obviously, it's took that long to get here. It's a bit, but yeah. So after last week, we had a bit of a quiet, not a lot happening. This week's been manic.
Mental.
It's been a bit manic. So obviously orders over the weekend, which we had quite a few of. So thank you for them. We've got them done and out. And then yesterday, you was working from home, weren't you, and doing everything,
stock and videos.
And then I was doing my Jag.
The Jag.
Look, I'll just thingy it. So I've got my Jag painted and recorded. So I recommend that highly enough. That kit's really good. And then today, obviously, we've had orders come in, restocks and this stuff. So that's and we've got a new cam. If anybody,
That's it. It needs tweaking yet, because before everyone says, "Oh, you need this," literally, we've just turned it on, turned off all the crap feed off of it, so it's not blocking anything. But we will tweak it and get it all crystal clear and everything else. It does need a little bit of playing with, but yes, apart from that, now that's it. So you'll be zooming.
Oh, it is. It's going to be
and everything.
Yeah. So I was just talking to Andy before we come on in about either having it sort of where Andy's sat coming this way as an overhead.
Yes.
We don't know. He said he don't know if it'll be too close and not be able to zoom out enough. That makes sense. It'd be easy to have it like you have it.
Yeah, well, eventually what we'll do it off of mine and we'll put a rig above you and then,
but we'll work something out so it's obviously I can get in a bit better than filming off the webcam. So, but yeah, all good.
Definitely.
So we're just saying, so we'll put you to Johnny on the spots then, because we did say this before. Which would be your choice to build if you had to pick one?
If I had to pick one now, I would do the F-15E, do the Strike Eagle in 48 scale. Yeah, that would be my go-to, purely because, like we said before, I've done, obviously back in the day, was the Revell offering, but that one is the bang up to date. So you've got what they call the small diameter precision munitions, and it's got an acronym for it, but I can't remember what it is. But it's got all of that, and also it's got the sniper pod versus the old-fashioned lightning pods and stuff like that. So it's bang up to date with it, and obviously it's got all the lumps and bumps for the modern Strike Eagle, because obviously, let's face it, I think the Revell one now has got to be over 20 years old. So it's just showing its age. Still a really good kit and bang up to date. But again, if you want the more modern version of, with all the correct weapons and things like that, then that's where you're going to go. And again, I'll be honest with you, stick me one in. I know I've already done the review and we've got them up on the shop already. Yeah. We'll link the reviews in for these as well. I'll speak to Andy after the show and we'll put the ones on perhaps the sale bit as well. Because as I say, I have reviewed a lot of that stuff there. So we can do it. So you can get a good look because, again, if you haven't seen the surface detail onto them, they're really nice. They're very nice. They're very crisp. Great Wall Hobbies are pretty much up there. You know, as I say, with the surface detail you'll find on like Kitty Hawk stuff and the other bits and pieces like that, you know, it's really very, very nice. And again, it seems to have, you know, we know there's a few little fit issues, isn't it, with the SU-35s, was it, when the guys were building them? Wasn't it that they've done the instructions that are back to front with the wheel wells or something?
The Kitty Hawk one.
Oh, was it the Kitty Hawk one?
That was the Kitty Hawk.
Right, okay.
No, not this one. These ones are all right. I think because they do put corrections in as well if there is a mistake, which is nice because obviously some companies don't bother, but these do. But no, the SU-35s, as far as I know, are pretty good kits.
Yeah.
I think the intake. I think John was building because this is like one of the older kits, one of the first releases of 29s.
Yes.
And I think he said about the intakes were a bit fiddly. I think he said. If he's on tomorrow, we can talk to him about it. But the rest of it is like, well, it's like years ahead of the old Academy one. Let's be honest, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So.
Again, if you're thinking MiG-29s, you've only really got two options, haven't you? It's Great Wall and obviously the Academy. The Academy ones are over 25 years old now, those kits, I should think. And they are nothing like what they are. But also the thing is that Great Wall have done the different versions. So you've got the SMT with the big hump on the spine. You've got the normal versions. Was it the 912 in there? And the
912 and the 913. So we've got early and late.
Yeah.
Stuck behind that one. And like I say, they're pretty much bang up to date because that's it for 48, isn't it? Really, except setting, you've got a few options because there's a Revster and then obviously that's back in as well, which is the SU-35S, the Flanker E. So we've got the single seats back in. It's just nice to have it back in. And I know as well, talked to Gary at Tiger. There's another order coming in, hopefully in the next couple of months, which will have the 144 and the B52 on as well.
Yes.
So and then what is missing on the range? Hopefully, he's getting it in because is the F-15C. I think it's not here. You've got the BD, but I think we're missing the C. Yeah. And I think that's going to come on another order.
And also, just to clarify as well, because people will ask, that one there is a new kit, so it will have the correct rear fuselage on it.
Yeah, that's
because obviously the first releases of those had the wrong one, and they did a replacement service, which is very good at Great Wall. So they were sending out the correct rear. Though this is all new stock, so it has got the correct parts in it. It's not like this is old stock we found somewhere and we're flogging it off. This is all brand new release kits. So
this is fresh off the boat, fresh out of a container, literally yesterday.
Yes.
It's arrived today. There's proper on it.
Obviously, a lot of the guys off the forum had done pre-orders for a lot of stuff. I'll be cracking on with that tomorrow.
And obviously, as you can see, as well as on the site, it's showing us out of stock. That will all go in stock shortly because it's all in now and some. So there's things to add on to that one as well to make our way through. But again, like I said, I have done reviews of a lot of this stuff. So we'll get those sorted out as a little bit of a refresher because, again, they'll be a couple of years old now. But at least you can have a good look at the parts and what's in amongst it.
Sorry, you reviewed that other one, didn't you? It's your first review, the
SU-35.
What you've just shown.
Didn't say, of course, I'll
review. Or was that your second? Your finger was the model collect kit, wasn't it? There you go.
I think I did a better job on the first one than the second one. Look at this other stuff as well.
Well, yeah, we've got some other stuff in as well, but unless we want to, is there anything else to say about Great Wall while we're on here? Or we're just doing we might as well carry on.
I say I will update it today, tomorrow,
Yeah.
We'll put them all back in stock, and then I'll link Phil's reviews onto the sales side of it.
So if you do want to go over to the Flory site, obviously, if you just go in the Great Wall section, there they all are. So as I say, but to be honest with you, I can't even remember them clearly because I can't remember the wheel wells on those. So no doubt I'll be having a little bit of a refresher on those ones as well.
I was going to say, I think you can remember the F-15 because you were proper singing its praise.
That's proper nice. Yeah. I must admit.
I'm actually surprised you're not say I'm going to build it.
I will. So send us one down. So I will be having that one, definitely. To be honest with you, I'd love to do the MiG-29 as well because I haven't done it. If you go back to my, very old ones down there and all the rest of it, it's like mine is the Academy one, which was the Rebox by Edard.
Yes.
So that's proper old. That's ancient.
Well, we can probably sort that because there is the Comrade Buller SIG.
Absolutely, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes. It's
an excuse if you did want to do one.
Yeah. They have also slightly changed some of the boxes. These ones now.
Where it used to be full thing, wasn't it? Now they've got that ribbon effect around it.
Would you go early or late?
Do you know what? I prefer the early one.
Do you know what? I'm thinking the same. I don't know if it's because I quite like the box art, but
yeah, I prefer the early one. The late one, obviously, with the SMTs and that, with a big hump on the back, I think it kills the lines of the sort of, you know, with the fulcrum. But yeah, I prefer the early one. So if I was to go, I'd go the early one. We can't see that. Hold on, let me go. There you go. There's the other one up there.
Look, that one's got a sharp mouth though. Look.
Yes, well, that's the same markings as I did on mine.
All right.
So mine was obviously a very old one, but yeah, it's their aggressor family ones.
Did you do the Edard one, Phil?
Yeah, mine was the Edard one, which is the Academy Reebok. So
yeah, which is not a very nice kit, is it?
No, it's definitely showing its age. But again, it's probably 25 years old, that kit.
Oh, I bet it's a bit older than that, isn't it? I don't know.
Isn't it? Yeah, it was their old when Academy were it, wasn't it? If you wanted to do a MiG-21 or a MiG-29, you'd have to do Academy because that's all there was. Now, Edard and obviously Great Wall and everything else have jumped on it a little bit. So
yeah. I mean, the Trumpy MiG-29s and Sylvester ones are brilliant. So especially 72nd, you can't knock them. They're really good kits.
Yes.
So yeah, like I say, we're glad to have them back in, and you know, grab them. I think is the
absolutely
build them because I think they really are top quality.
Yes.
Kits.
Yeah, and obviously we've looked at their F-14s as well, and yeah, they are absolutely gorgeous as well.
Yeah, I think they're up there with the fine molds one, aren't they?
Yeah, I haven't got a review of one. I have seen it though because we've had them before, but obviously I never got around to doing a review of it. But again, they're very nice. They're very on a par with the fine mold ones. Yeah. So yes, very, very nice indeed. So that's it now. We're good up to date because we've been saying for a while, isn't it, that we needed 72nd nice F-15s, you know, E's and C's and D's and all the rest of it. So we've got those sorted now. As I say, we've been after the MiG-29 family for a while. We've got the Su-35s because that's basically the Kitty Hawk one, as we said, has a few problems. So we know that's a nice kit as well. So yes, we're on par again now. We're getting back up to stock with it all.
You're saying obviously having the F-15E in, which is like we've said, is very underrepresented from manufacturers across the board, isn't it? Which is like for such a
iconic aircraft.
And yeah, exactly. Is bit criminal, really. Isn't
so
it?
Just out of interest, Andy, you see this one here. This is the Su-35 SE, which is the same one that's on your shoulder, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, this one here. Yeah.
That's his review, isn't it? That's your review.
Yeah, that's my review. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's your review there. So the one that's in the box behind you.
That one.
No, the other one. That one.
This one.
Yeah, that's the 72nd version.
That's the new 72nd one. Yeah.
It's a big box, isn't it?
Yes,
it's. I'll tell you what, though, it's a big plane, isn't it?
That's why it's fooled me. That's a big box. I was looking at it. So yeah, I was just looking. Yeah, 72nd 007. Yeah, that's it.
As far as I know, that is the only 72nd Su-35. Nobody else does one. The rest of them don't do one because there's all the 27s. So are trumpeters. So I think that is, you know, probably be corrected as usual, but I'm sure that's the only 72nd Su-35 I had. So
yes.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Yeah, with my encyclopedic knowledge of, you know, kits.
Russian
aircraft. Yeah.
John will be on tomorrow and going, no, you forgot about this one. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Pretty obvious, but no, sure it is. So
yeah, you forgot about the Tamiya one.
yeah. Cool. So that's a great Wall Hobbies stuff in, and then obviously we have had some other stuff coming as well this week. So my glamorous assistant will show what we have.
Yes.
So we've got some Mishima in, only a few items, but again, another iconic.
So you got Bumblebee, Porsche.
We've got Bumblebee from the 70s, and Red Bumblebee with a soft top.
Yes.
From the 80s.
70s, 80s, yeah, and then.
From the 60s.
From the 60s.
60s group build, wasn't it?
60s group build, you know, an MGA look. MGB, sorry, MGB.
Very nice.
Which probably going to be a nice kit. And then, for all you...
I can't believe they're driving it in snow. That means it fell apart 2 weeks later.
Yeah. So is this from the 80s, 90s, 20s, 30s?
80s, isn't it?
Well, it could even be the 22nd...
Oh, well, it could be, yeah, I never thought that. Yeah, it could, yeah, there you go.
Look at that, the proper DeLorean.
The DeLorean from Back to the Future.
The car that saved DeLorean.
Literally made it an icon, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, DeLorean suddenly became incredibly desirable.
So yeah, there you go. Look.
The only trouble with those is if you park in Asda, you can't get out because of the gold wings.
And then it won't start.
Yeah, and it won't start. Unless you've got a flux capacitor in it, then you're fine.
Exactly, yeah.
It wasn't the best car, was it?
It weren't great, was it? But
No.
it's just become very iconic, hasn't it?
It has. Oh, incredible. If it wasn't for the film, I think it was just died a death. But the film's made it a very iconic car now.
That's singing it. And then
back in stock.
Back in stock.
Oh, Harrier GR3 is back in stock.
Yeah. And we have got kinetic, quite a bit of kinetic back in as well. So
yes.
Or it will be when it goes back in.
We've also got.
This is brand new. I've been asked about this a few times whether we're going to stock it. So we've had some Academy in as well. We've managed to grab hold of some Academy kits, not a massive amount, but we have got some in.
Very nice.
That's one of the new ones. That's new release. And the next one is, we was just on about this last week.
Yeah.
Isn't that coincidental?
It is.
There you go.
There you go. The proper Cobra. So this is the new tool, slip molded, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
One
of the members on the Flory site's just done one of those. It's cracking. I was looking at it earlier, so it's very nice indeed.
So
if I was to do a helicopter,
would you do
that'd be it? Yeah.
I'll tell you what, just thinking that, because we obviously had that thing we've seen on Facebook about the Academy Apache, weren't we?
Yeah.
And the confusion behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proper gutted it's not a new tool one.
Yes.
It's a rebox of an old, I can't even remember the name of the company. No,
somewhere it's somebody obscure, because I had to do my history to work out who the hell that was.
Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head what manufacturer it is, but it's rubbish. Let's be honest.
Apparently,
it's not great.
I must admit I haven't seen it, but
just because it says, obviously on that thing I shared with you all, it had like tool, kind of like, they've actually, obviously had success with that, and they've invested. And I'll tell you what, it'd be a really good seller, I reckon.
I think it would be, yes.
Tooled Apache.
It's the same thing, isn't it? It's an iconic aircraft.
Yeah.
No one's really nothing decent new, is there?
No. I mean, we've got the 72nd one back in Academy's one, which we didn't know much about until you reviewed it, and it's like a cracking little kit.
It's a beautiful kit, yeah. It's really nice.
Compare it to the Italeri one, and who else does an Apache? Do Hobby Boss do an Apache in 76? I don't know. Asagawa, but that's knocking on a bit in it from any stretch. It's like really good. Bang up there, because the rotors are in one, aren't they? If I remember, it's all moulded. It's really nice.
No. So to be honest, when I first saw that, I thought perhaps they've used all the data.
Yeah.
And obviously they're just upscaled, from that. But no.
It's a real shame, to be honest. Like I say, it would have been really, really nice if they've actually, new tooled it, because everything Academy is doing, new tool wise, is really, really good. I know we had trouble getting it, but besides that little side of it, I think it's nice stuff. So yeah, we've had lots of new things coming in. We've had a Airfix restock, Panzer Racers as well. I think we've got now the full rack. That's all coming.
Still two missing.
Or is that we're out of stock because we've sold out, or we didn't have them in the first place? But anyway, most of it's in, shall we say, or it will be. So keep an eye out on that, because when
is there any showing that stock on there? Yeah,
3.
1, 2, 3 is it? Yeah.
So
because I have restocked them. So.
Right. So
old wood, new wood, and canvas.
Canvas, good
canvas
colour.
is a really good colour. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get that. But I've had some info that another order's come in for Vallejo, so that should hopefully get everything back into stock for them.
Yeah.
A supplier. So
there's some very unique colours in there. That it's all like
universal though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Canvas is brilliant.
Yeah.
I have to say, canvas track primer's a weird one, but it's a good one.
Leather belt.
The wood leather belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're worth them just having in your.
Yeah, because I use leather belt for anything leather I need to do.
Yeah.
I just use it.
Yeah.
On my Arado that I've been doing, I put the leather belt down first, and then put black down, and then sanded the black back to show the
worn bit.
The worn brown through it, and it's come out really nice. Yeah.
Very nice.
Looks really nice.
So yes, and the other thing to mention is Saturday evening, isn't it?
Yes.
Auction.
So
PM Flory auction.
So we're going to go for 7:30 or 7?
7:30.
Right.
I've put the thread up, but I've not put any of the
lots up yet.
Lots up yet.
So they'll be up as well tomorrow, won't they? You'll do them.
I'm saving away till
Ooh, what time was it?
10 to 10. What time
He was on it last night, actually.
10 to 10.
Only because I reminded him, and he goes, "Oh, I haven't done it yet." Yeah. So auction lots, like I say, will be up tomorrow. So tomorrow night, when the show's on, we can mention it, can't we, and show what's coming up.
Yeah.
So video build somewhere, Phil.
So what there is, let's just clarify this auction. Quite a bit of PM stuff, and actually some of my stuff is in this because I'm having a bit of a cull.
Mm-hmm.
But it was hard. I turned into Andy when I was up on my. Well, no, I can't.
I might need it. I might.
Yeah, and it's just then I come down and I'm like looking actually at the shop. It's like, why?
Yes.
Why do we need this stuff? So I think I have to send a neutral person in just to cull it, like I did with Nathan.
Right.
No, I'd let Nathan return the favour when he can come over, go up there and say, right, just let's cull it.
The thing is, he was showing me kits and said, "Oh, look at this," and I'm thinking,
"What a load of rubbish."
Yeah,
that's what you were thinking. The rarities I own, rarities. The trouble is, when I was pulling some of the aircraft stuff out, it's for the Luftwaffe SIG.
Yeah.
And I actually need that for the Luftwaffe SIG, if I'm honest. But
some weird, weird and wacky stuff. Yeah,
it looked good, wouldn't it? But we're all on about, for the Luftwaffe SIG, you've got to be in on this as well as an honorary member.
Yes.
We're going to go to a show. And take a kit each.
Right.
One kit, but it's going to be like 24th scale. So we fill the table, but we ain't got to take much with us.
Fair enough.
6 kits, fill the table, that's it. Yeah. Easy pack up. So, yeah.
Cool. Right. Okay. So do you want to run through the pre-orders at the moment?
Yes.
Yes, can do. I can't see them.
Oh,
there you go. Is that better?
That's better. We can see the screen, the big one.
So obviously the Lancaster, we've got a preliminary price.
Preliminary.
Yeah. When I know a proper price, we'll put it up. But we have kind of got I think what it's going to be at proper retail anyway. It is out there now. It's get your name down. It's going to be so popular.
Yes.
Really, really popular. I know we're cracking up to nearly 50 on pre-orders already. It's what can you say? Long overdue, as we discussed last week, isn't it?
It is. I think it's just one of those things where it hasn't been around now for 50 years. It's almost, as you say, 2 years shy of 50 years since we've seen a 48 scale Lanc. And it is that thing. It's such an iconic aircraft. I'm just amazed it's taken almost 50 years for somebody to do another one, an updated one. Obviously we've seen 72nd and stuff, but it amazed me in those 50 years we went through the big scales of like 30 seconds and all of those. But I know, okay, there was the 30-second one available, but I'm just amazed it got sort of bypassed. But yes,
it's obviously not a cheap kit, but it's a big kit.
But the Tamiya one's not a cheap kit.
No,
and that's 50-year-old.
Yeah.
So if you could put a comparison against the Tamiya one, it's actually not that much expensive, really for what you're getting, because that is as well pretty much a carbon copy of the 32nd one.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, downscaled to 14.
Yeah, and probably slightly simplified like the B-17
one
over the 32nd.
But then again, was the B-17 simplified? I don't think so.
It was just things like the oxygen tanks, wasn't it, that were moulded in rather than being separate and things like that. But
do you see it?
You can't see them anyway.
No, this is it. It's one of the details there, but do you actually see it? Do you know what I mean? So,
and it's a bit like I complained about the engine detail not being that good either. But again, can't see them. Be honest.
I'll tell you what, though, just from HK's point of view, because we've also got the B-17F up that we had up as a pre-order that's been ended and we're waiting for it to come in.
Which I put up again, not realising.
Yeah, nearly went up twice. Is that you?
Well, it's got to be Andy, it's not me.
I was going to say, the dingling. Kudos to Great Wall, sorry, I've got Great Wall on my mind, to HK Models for actually going to 48 scale. They've done it with a B-17 and I think it's been really popular because it's only up against the monogram one at the end of the day. Another 50-odd-year-old kit. Yeah. A bit older.
Yeah.
So they've got their little sort of market now, haven't they? Obviously, with Wingnut Wings going under and not doing the 32nd Lanc has done them a massive favour for that. But I think obviously they realised that the, downsizing it, they're going to get some good sales and it's popular. So
yeah,
good on them for listening as well, I think.
Absolutely. I'm actually I'm quite made up for HK because I think they got really shit on over literally the last couple of releases because, as I say, the Mozzie was a classic because they did the Mozzie and then obviously Tamiya came along. So, like, Jesus, of all the people, you're like, great. And then next thing you know, obviously with the Lank, you've got Wingnut Wings. Yeah. So, you know, but as I say, so I think in some ways they sort of pushed ahead with these designs and took the lead and then got gazumped. You know,
hey, you got to think though. What about that Dornier?
Yeah, the push me pull me thing.
Which then obviously Sukimori released one.
Yeah.
So like you said, they've been proper gazumped.
They've been gazumped at every level. So I think if they've switched, and I can honestly say I built it. I've got their B17 there, the 48 scale one, and it was beautiful. Went together really well. Though I know there was lots of naysayers on the internet saying, "Oh, it's this and it's that." Honestly, again, typical. Don't listen. Because I put it together with no problems whatsoever. And as I said, the full video build on it, you can see it, you know, and I actually came away being very, very impressed. I thought really for its, you know, the scale of it, the way that they've done, clearly it's been a downscale of the 32nd one. And again, yes, all right, you've got some details which aren't brilliant, like the interior, but I put a little bit of an extra interior in there, so it really well for what you can see. And again, I complained at the time about the engines, but again, I'm looking at it here and mine's on the wall facing down. I'm looking up at the engines and still can't see them, you know? So again, my criticisms weren't really founded of that kit, but the way it went together and the way it goes together as well for a bigger kit as well, it's a good, solid model, you know?
But again, it's like beggars can't be choosers. What do you do? Go and build the 50-year-old old monogram kit or Revell, whoever's reboxing it. Yeah. You'd give the new one all day, every day, wouldn't you? And, you know, for such an iconic aeroplane like the B-17 is and was, and the Lancaster is, like I say, I am fingers crossed they will downscale their B-25s.
Yes.
The best version of a B-25 by a country mile. You get such cool box art, nose arts for them, from the gunship one to the normal bomber one. They were used in every theatre of operations where the US Air Force was. It's just fast.
I was about to ask, out of what they've got in the range now, what would you want to see?
B-25. Because that's
absolutely. I like the B-25. Absolutely.
And especially, it's got to be the one with the turret just behind.
Yes. You know, you want it behind the pilot, not down the back end. Not
that version, no. Because they were worn. You could weather them. You know, the ones out in the Pacific got hammered. You know, obviously the ones who used them in the Med, they used them in North Africa. You know, they were flew from here. It just got vast. And then obviously, like I say, the nose arts, and then other countries used them as well, didn't they? I think the French used them. Free French had them, and we had them, and just the Dutch, I think, had them. I think the Dutch have used them.
So the Lancaster film. Indians use them, don't they? Lancaster, Phil, are you going to build one?
Yes. Yeah, I'll do it. It goes with my wall.
Wall of shame.
Thing is, I can only fit 3 in this section, so I'm gonna. It's the thing. Does the B-52 shift? Because then it's all props. Something's going to have to give.
Hey, talking of big things that you'd have to hang on the wall, if it ever materialises, the Model Collect B1B, would you build that?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought you might. I thought that might be the answer, but I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, it's a bit like the B2 Spirit, you know, because obviously with that one as well, they've already done it. It purely because I'm sort of getting into that realm now, because it's got the B52 and it's a beautiful kit. It's really nice, no problem at all. Very happy with it, and it's that thing where it sort of complements each other. So I'd have originally that was my plan. I thought if we do the B2, we'll have the B52 and the B1 on the wall, because then you've got the current fleet of heavy US bombers, and then but again it would be really nice to have, as I say, like if you went with the actual B17 and then say the B25, and then you've obviously got the Lancaster with it. I've already done the Mosquito because of the Tamiya one, so again you've got the light and heavy bombers as well.
Like I say, because obviously with ICM jumping on with the Invaders and things like that, they're coming out now retooled. So really, like we've said loads of times, it's like the B26 Marauder needs redoing.
Yes.
Bring it up to, and then the Liberator. A new tool, because obviously there's a 32nd one, decent one now with obviously Hobby Boss. There's a decent 72nd one with the Asagao one, and even the Academy one or Minicraft. Terrible, you've built that.
Yeah.
It's above your head. But 48th, again, you've got the old monogram one. Again, it's an iconic, used everywhere. I don't know. We'll see. Fingers crossed. You never know, do you?
So what else have we got in the...
So, hold on. Let me just whiz us back. Sorry.
What I've started doing also is at the beginning of each page, I've been putting in blue when we're expecting them in, if we've got an expected delivery date.
Yeah.
So they've not all got. It'd be above the aircraft in blue. I'm putting the expected delivery date, tentative expected delivery dates, because obviously we don't know exactly, and it all depends on shipping. But as soon as I do find out an idea, I'll post it up. And
people do ask. It's just a bit fluid at the minute. We obviously, like we've said loads of times, with shipping and containers and usual stuff and COVID and whatever. So we can't really be concrete. But when they're in, they're in. You know what I mean? So you'll get your invoice in.
Yes.
There's another one I'm sure Phil will build.
Yeah.
It's piling up, isn't it?
I know. I've got a busy year. But again, this one shouldn't be too far out. We know it's been released, so hopefully we'll get hold of our allocation soon. But that's the obviously Maine's new F-15E Echo, which is the single seat one. Which
I tell you what, actually, just thinking that version and the F-15E Strike Eagle from Great Wall will, it's not really my thing, but I think it'll be an impressive build, if you know what I mean, because they're bang up to date tooling, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah. And again, I was talking to a couple of people about this one. I've had people message me who've got their grubby little mitts on it already and all the rest of it. And, apparently there's some issues and things. But like I say, you're reading between the lines, that's getting really nitpicky with it. Again, I think modern kits these days, there's no real massive excuses for, bad shapes and stuff. But generally, from what I've heard, is it's very nice. It's got good options on this kit, which I wasn't aware of until recently. So the ECS, which are these vents down the back, you can have the old style and the new. It's got the old style nozzles and the new style nozzles into it. It's got this slip system for the weapons. So you can actually change the weapons out if you get bored with them without having to unglue them.
Really?
Yeah. So actually, it's got some nice options with this kit as well. So yes.
Interesting, isn't it?
So yeah, it should be a nice kit right the way through. The build of it, the way it going and everything else from what I've seen, where people have sent me sprue shots and stuff, it seems very sort of reminiscent of the Hasegawa one goes, with some quite nice improvements around the front end, how it goes in there. But again, we're hopeful that the Foxtrot will be along as well. And then obviously the G for the Growler. So to complete the Hornet family, looking at them, clearly they are coming, because the parts are in the box, they're ready for it. But so definitely one of those kits which, again, it's just superseded the Hasegawa one. I had one of our members actually spoke to me about saying, which way would you go? And as I pointed out, you've still got that thing. The Hasegawa one is one of the very early block ones. So it's almost more of a prototype than the current fleet ones. So, obviously if you want something, here we are in 2021, this is where you want to go, because to upgrade the original ones from like Hasegawa, which would be the one to do, there's some very noticeable differences, especially in the cockpit, but especially around the nozzles and these ECS things down the back here you can see and stuff like that. So the Hasegawa one doesn't have any of those. So if you want a modern version, like we were saying earlier with the Great Wall Hobbies F-15, you've got that option straight out of the box, whereas other ones you might have to play with it a little bit to have a current version. So, but definitely that will become the new standard for the Echo. Let's face it, just don't touch the Revell version, because their 48th one is horrible and their 32nd one is wrong. So, that's literally, I think, going to be the new standard. So I'm very hopeful that we'll find the Foxtrot and the Growler coming out right on its heels.
Which,
the 48th Rebel one's fantastic kit.
Yeah. Have you built it?
No, but I've got one that might be in an auction someday.
Oh, right. Jesus, no one buy it.
Phil, before you click on, mate, go back to the F-18 again, please.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So
hold on.
Technical error.
Yeah.
So, which squadron are you going to do it in?
To be honest, that's Felix, which, if you remember, I did the 144 Revel version, which is a fantastic kit. So I've done that markings. Out of the box, you've got, I think there's 2 low-vis versions. You've got this high-vis version, and you can obviously do Maverick. You get Maverick's option in there as well from the upcoming Top Gun 2.
It's not limited, but it is definitely his aircraft.
Yes. So they've got that one in at the bottom. But to be honest, I have got a lot of aftermarket available for it, as in decals and things. So I've got a few options for doing some other markings in there, some of the other ones. But Felix on there as well is actually quite a nice version. I quite actually like that version. When I did it in the little baby 144 for the weekend build, it's actually quite a smart scheme, that, with the black on there, because it's the black tails and got the black spine. So yeah, might just do it straight out of the box like that. Would be very nice.
What's his proper name?
Who? Felix?
Maverick. Character name, as in his...
Pete Mitchell.
Yeah, Pete Mitchell.
Pete Mitchell, that was it. I couldn't remember. Yeah, you saddos, how you remember that?
Yeah, I should have said I don't know, but I'd be lying.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Right, so what else we got? So we got the Lancaster, we got the Picara. Picara.
Again, one we're waiting for. Have I put the expected delivery date on this
Soon.
one?
Soon, you said.
Yes, but expected Feb, early March.
So, as soon as we're Feb now, end of Feb, it might be
end of March, beginning of April yet. So yeah, we'll see.
The problem is things just tend to slip because
because of how the world is, isn't it? Let's be honest. But we'll get them, and it's thing. So what do we think to this? I think it's an interesting aeroplane. Obviously, it's very limited with who used it.
I was talking when we were talking online with us in the evening.
Yeah.
Me and John are over the age that we can remember the Falklands War, and this is iconic to the Argentinian Air Force during the Falklands War. Was it the Air Force or the Army? I don't know which ones used it.
Air Force, I think.
And it's iconic to them, and you remember
it. You're old enough to have been in it.
I was 15 at the time. But yeah, it's sort of it's one of those. It's all like you remember.
I remember it.
Yeah, I remember it.
That's where I remember him from. And again, it's a really under-kitted plane.
I don't know. Nobody else has done a 48 scale one, have they?
48th one they haven't. There's been a 72nd one that Airfix has Reebok, but I think it's a really old MPM kit. I think, if I remember, or something like that. It's very limited run. And, by today's standard, it'd be terrible. Yeah, why not?
Again, I must admit, I thought it was very left field, shall we say, of Kinetic to do it, because again, it hasn't been used by many people. It's a very short-lived type of aircraft anyway, especially against Harriers. But I can understand in other ways why they did it, because it does fit that sort of era. Because obviously we got the Sea Harriers, obviously the FRS-1s Kinetic do. They do the GR1 and 3s, so it fits in with that sort of era. If they're doing like a particular time thing or a decade, then yes, it is part of that. For obviously the South Atlantic conflict and things like that. So, but again, it's nice that somebody's picked an aircraft that no one's really done.
Do we know if anybody else used it apart from Argentina?
I don't know. I must admit, I'm not up on it for users.
I presume, with looking at the box, it's only got the Argentinian
markings in it. Yeah.
So I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Google.
Look, quick Google it. Do a Wikipedia. But no, again, I just think it's quite nice that Kinetic have taken. They haven't gone that usual route.
Yeah.
Have played safe. They've done something slightly left field, but it fits in their range of kits that they've done for the southeast area. South Atlantic, theatre. So that's actually quite nice. But they didn't play safe. They've done something a little bit different, but still is actually quite an iconic aircraft. And again, if you're of a certain age, and probably, especially if you are from the UK or Argentina, with the Maldives, obviously the Falkland Islands for the conflict, you'll know all about it. Either we were blowing them up on the ground by courtesy of Her Majesty's Special Forces, Special Air Service, which took out a few on the ground, and or they were strafed by Harriers and things. So, yeah.
Argentina, Sri Lanka, and Uganda.
Oh, well, there we go.
African SIG.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, African.
Ugandan one. You can definitely do that for the African group build work when we do that. That'd be different, wouldn't it? That'd be really cool. So yeah, that's another one on pre-order. What else we got?
And we also have, obviously, we've got the Tamiya Phantom, which has proved incredibly popular. We've got a lot on that. So again, as soon as we get more details of that one, but obviously we've got the thing there. Chipmunk.
Little chipmunk, yeah. Again,
that can't be far off, can it? That's good.
You know, we're running on them, aren't we? The Airfix stuff again. We're waiting for stuff to come in, really.
Because I've put a date on that.
Yeah, you got April.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it sticks and they get the shipments, and hopefully, a couple of months we'll have it.
You got the Vulcan coming in April.
Vulcan as well, isn't there? So hopefully, then we'll get quite an influx of the Airfix releases.
Nice box art as well, isn't it?
Very.
I like a chipmunk.
It's a very iconic, and again, if you're a 70s child and things like that, and obviously the ATC, you either spent your time throwing up in the back of it, asking to go home, or you loved it.
Is it something you consider doing?
It would be one of those, I think, a very nice, pleasant type of weekend build. But again, the nice thing about that is you could do it in that gorgeous black, red and white scheme, isn't it? Yeah. You could do a nice bit of gloss work onto it and pristine finish. Obviously, today they're still doing the airshow circuit, aren't they, for the classics?
Yeah. When did they get retired? Properly? Was it the 90s?
Was it the Tutor takeover from it? Was it?
The Grobber Tutor.
Because wasn't it the Chipmunk, and then it went to Bulldog back in the day? Then it would have been Provost.
Bulldog. There's a plane. The Scottish Aviation Bulldog. Yeah.
Did they? Or because then obviously the Provost got replaced by the Tucano.
Wouldn't it been that we gone for the Harvard and then the Tiger?
Then it went Hawk and then so yeah, that's it. Yeah, Tiger Moth, Harvard, Chipmunk. So
yeah, I remember the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I was never in the ATC, but I remember being in Scouts and we went on camp at the end of a runway. And 6 o'clock in the morning, those things were taking off, flying over top of us,
buzzing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
nice. It's very underrepresented, isn't it, really?
Definitely, yeah. And obviously we've got the Vulcan, as we were saying, so this is due April as well. Yeah. So, you know, again, I'm going to have to build it purely because I've given Airfix stick, shall we say. They would probably use stronger words, as we were speaking to them a couple of weeks ago. And so I will build it, I will do it, and I will enjoy it. Otherwise, apparently, they're going to shove it down your throat sideways. So
that's down to them, then, isn't it?
Yeah,
if you enjoy it or not. So let's hope they've got it spot on.
We've then got obviously Edard.
I think that's closed. To be honest, that's due in. We just like the manufacturers, distributors are waiting for an Edard delivery for that to come in. That is out. We're just waiting for it to come into this country. So. To
be honest, though, it's a really nice kit because it's the ICM kit, isn't it?
It's the ICM kit.
So it's got a really nice one for the Dornier 17. So again, if you've ever seen the ICM ones, you'll know how nice they are. And then obviously they've thrown some wheels at it. And I don't know, what are they, fuel tanks? Or what are those things, those lumps?
I don't know.
A couple of testicles.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Fuel tanks, more likely.
Or fuel tanks.
They are fuel tanks, are they?
Yes. I don't know, but it could be.
And then obviously you get your mask set, which is
and obviously probably a colour photo etch set, no doubt. Yeah. The usual bits. Airfix Sabre, obviously due whenever.
Soon.
Client, lovely box art again. Loving that one. And then what else have we got down in here? So we got the tanks. So we got the 35th scale. So we got the Cromwell.
Yeah.
Ones down in here as well.
Yeah. Mark 4 and Mark 5, is it? Right.
I don't know actually. It both says Mark 4. Oh no, Mark 4 and Mark 6.
Yeah.
So there we go.
To be honest with you, I think obviously on the pre-order page we will say to Andy, you know, stuff needs to be moved now and ended, and we just wait for it to arrive because it's it's going to be in soon. The Lancaster one we're going to let run till not much longer, if I'm honest. I'm going to sort of pick a date of either a week today at the latest, if not before, but we'll let people know because that needs to be closed because we need to order them to make sure we're going to get our allocation. And we have, to be honest, we have sorted out probably getting the Picara, the F-18s in. Yeah. So again, if you want one, get your name down for the end of the week, really, so we can get them ordered and get them on the way. So
definitely. So we'll have a bit of a clear up on there on the Friday, doesn't it, to sort out those ones. Okay, so moving over to the questions. We've got, hi guys, just a quick question regarding the new scrapers that you've been using. I've got the green one and the other one as well. The other one has a lethal edge to it, whilst the green one has no sharpness. Is that right? Yes, David. I was self-harming with it. I did a video. I actually did do it, didn't I? Because people were saying, and I was like, right, and I was hacking my skin with it, proving it's not supposed to be sharp, and then was showing how to use it. So it's not. One is lethally sharp, yes, which is the thin, pointy one, isn't it? But the normal ones, the whole point is you've got a very squared edge to it. So it's for deburring and scrape cleaning, so it doesn't cut. Because the thing is, if it's got a sharp edge, and you'll start carving chunks out of stuff with it. Yeah. So it's not designed for that type of thing. So, and also people say about it's not got a massively sharp point. It's not designed for it. It's more for scraping and to cleaning seams and stuff like that. The other one is lethal, admittedly, and I definitely wouldn't be doing that with it. But as you said, I was doing all of this with it because it's not sharp. So that's the whole point.
Yes, like I say, it's a scraping tool, not a...
Yes.
The other one's for carving.
Yeah,
really.
One's a carving tool, one's for scraping and deburring and stuff. So, yeah. That's we spoke about already. That's talking about figures the other week. And Ian says, hi, Phil, Matt and Andy. Just seen that Scale Mates that Matt's new favourite kit maker, Revel, is doing the 72nd Razor Crest from The Mandalorian. Any plans to get these in?
Yes. We've ordered a load.
Yes.
Because Phil probably build that as well.
Yeah,
I'll be doing that as well. I might just get rid of my stash and just every time something comes out, just build it.
Well, this is why I was discussing with my stash, because obviously now I've started doing the video build for the E-Type and stuff.
Yeah.
If this progresses, why do I need a stash? Because we'll just be building stuff that come in like you do. Me and you can go
just
right. Well,
go through it as it comes in. I know.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, we've got some. They're ordered. Yeah, they're ordered, and they'll be coming in. So hopefully they've done a good job of that, eh?
Yes, no, it'd be fantastic. Darren says, short and simple, will you be doing the ICM field toilet?
Oh, absolutely.
Can I just say, Darren, that's a crap question.
Boom, is it till Friday?
Oh, dear. George says, hi, guys. Will you be able to get the Kinetic Global Hawk? I've got that one somewhere. When it was Skunk Works. I think they've relabeled them, haven't they?
Skunk Works. Yes. Like, yeah, there shouldn't be a reason we can't get it. Is it out? I thought it was out already. If you want one, George, let us know, because I'm sure we can get them.
Yeah, we can get them, George. Not a problem. I've built that one.
Hey, we can get them from one place or another.
So
we could definitely get them if you want one.
Yeah.
And anybody else, shoot Andy a message.
Yes.
If you want if you want a drone.
George says about hi Phil and Matt, found the bottles, are you doing just the tops? To be honest with you, we have a small technical hitch at the moment with bottles and things like that, so at the moment it will just be as they are with bottles and tops. It's something we'll be discussing in shows to come, different shows, but for the moment it will just come with bottles and tops. Hi Phil, Matt and Andy, thanks for the great shows. Phil, on yesterday's shows you mentioned the bottle tops were in stock again, but I can't seem to find them on the Flory or the PM website. It's not on the PM one yet, because to be honest I've sent them up, but it's waiting to come in. But they are, and they will look just like this. So if you want to wait, if you want to order everything, other bits and pieces, then obviously grab them from the PM store, but as you can see they are on the Flory store just like that. We've got them all that way, so yes, not a problem, but they will be with the guys hopefully today or tomorrow, and then Matt or Andy will put them on the site for you, so you can copy that bit of text.
I'll say, strange enough, it'll be exactly the same.
It will look exactly just like that.
Coincidence.
It will mirror just on here, be incredibly similar to here, and it will probably live just there as well. So yes, those will be coming along very, very soon on that one. And I think that's it for questions.
James Mower.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, another one just come through. Afternoon, team. Many thanks. My last order arrived this morning. Just got around to unpacking it, and I'm in the process of getting the power to the workshop. Laying 75 feet of armour cable and then cutting it to length is quite fun. Not. Quick question on thinning LPs. What, the records? What ratio do you use for thinning if using Tamiya lacquer thinners with retarder? or MLT. What's MLT? Medium lacquer thinners, or is that normal lacquer thinners?
It's Mr. Colour leveling thinner.
Oh, right, Mr. Colour leveling thinner. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
50/50 is good for a start. It's pretty thin anyway, so it's, you know, you don't need to go mad with it, but you can thin it 80% and it'll still spray.
Yes.
It's very forgiving, I'd start with 50/50, you're safe, aren't you?
Yeah, I've always said with Tamiya paints, the whole thing is the reason I'm quite a fan of them, if you like, especially if you're new to airbrushing. It doesn't matter if you're using the alcohol-based acrylic ones or the true lacquers, is that they are very, very forgiving. You can actually make them too thick or too thin, and they still spray great. I always say you've got that nice, probably 20% each side. You know, so you might have to up your air pressure a bit if you're on the thicker side, but it still will do it. I paint it neat. And it still sprays, you know. Yet with this one as well, I missed a couple of areas and I was running out of paint, so I added a bit of thinners and it's still covered. So just to get me over the line, you know.
I think that's the thing, like we've said loads of times about lacquer paint. It's so forgiving thinning wise. You know, if you think it's over thin, it will still spray. You might need a couple more coats, but it's not going to separate. And you know, like acrylics just don't. There's like that.
Yeah.
Of Goldilocks spot where they just happy, aren't they? And they'll be absolutely fine. But it's, you know, it's small margins. Lacquers, you can just, like you say, stick it out of the bottle or thin it 90% thinners, and you will still get, you know, it will still lay down all right. So, but for a safe rule of thumb, I'd say go 50/50 mix.
Start at 50/50 and see how you get on, isn't it? That's how I would say.
Yeah, you can thin it bit more if you desire, or when you get used to the product you can play around with it a bit, but 50/50 is always a good one.
I generally probably go 60/40, but like you said, stop 50/50 that you can decide a bit.
I think the thing is terrible now, because I know doing this yesterday when I was filming painting this, I actually don't measure, I just eyeball it.
You do say on it 60/40, I think
it's roughly.
Yeah, but it's your eyeball, it's like I do as well.
Only eyeballing it. I mean, to be honest, I could use a little measures.
We say on the video when you're using the white stuff, that you said you use so many pipettes of things, it's like got your
chucked it in.
Lacquer, that's
rough. I know it's not brilliant actually teaching, but you know, if you stick to like 50/50 or 60/40.
Yeah, it's a good rule of thumb just to start with.
Let's be honest, are you?
No.
So yeah.
Very good. Excellent.
That's it. Any more questions? What else do we need to say, Andy? What else do we need to say? Because I forgot.
To mention about your YouTube videos.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We get a plug. We get a plug.
Yeah, of course you do. Right.
Yay! The shameless plug from PM's YouTube channel.
So where have you got them on the main site on your site yet?
No, they're on your site as well.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't know if you'd set up a page on here yet.
No, not yet.
No, we ain't got round to that.
They're just on YouTube. They're on Instagram, and they're on
Facebook.
Flory Models, and they're on Facebook, and
they're all over. Spamming. We're just spamming the Flory.
So obviously on the Flory site, if you just go into video builds, he's in it and he's pinned. Okay.
And we've changed the thing. Look.
Have you changed them? Yeah. What happened?
Oh, that because it was it was awful, mate.
Oh, we like that. I was looking forward to seeing that.
No.
I know some of the guys did comment on the original one, but I've removed them just so I can make it flow when I put the videos up.
There you go. Look.
So this is Matt sanding for about 3 hours.
Yes, it's all in the preparation, clearly.
It is, if you're on nice paper. There you go, look. Come here, hands, look. It's all hands waving.
That's it. So we've got a bit of that.
Hey, Phil, this will make you laugh. I've actually had a comment.
This is you mixing the...
There you go, look. How many pipettes? And then just chuck some thinners in. Right, I've had a comment, because I was using one of the Tamiya standing sponges.
Yes.
Which you sell.
Yes.
Why wasn't you using yours?
Well, this is true, because we don't sell them.
Because we don't do standing sponges. Yeah, and that's what I needed. You know, it's what you need for the job at the time, isn't it?
Well, this is it.
You put a bit of that in, and then you seem to have like a whole cup full.
Yeah, I fin it. Because I think I fin it a bit more. Yeah. There you go, look. Squirt. Here we go. Look at that.
So I've faded it out and then gone on to do that.
It's actually quite clear, isn't it?
It is. It's all right.
It's not bad quality. Say it's off a webcam.
Yes.
I'm hoping, obviously, the new cam now is going to
sharpen it up a bit.
Yeah, make a bit of a difference.
And also, like on this, you can see every now and again the light changes around on it.
Yes.
And that's where the webcam's trying to compensate and stuff. You won't have that trouble. Whoop.
Hey, look at that, look.
Look at that.
Like a professional. I tell you what, that airbrush don't have bloody glob on the end.
I was going to say, I see you taking the guard off.
Oh, I don't like them. I think they're rubbish. But it's still...
That's your Evo, is it?
That's just the Evo, but I think it's all right for just chucking primer down. It don't matter, does it? Look at that. It's like I've done it before.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's just like how a car painter would do it.
I know. I don't know how to do it. I went back into comfort mode then.
That's it.
Switch off, put some paint on.
Zip forward. There we go.
Yeah, zip forward a little bit. Say it's a bit watching paint dry, innit?
Yes.
You see that? That's me clearing the thing.
That's it.
On it. So after all this, I laid down the white because I was going to paint it red and then changed, after the public vote last week and they wanted it grey, I could just paint it grey. But, well.
Never mind.
Never mind, eh? But yeah, so the vids are up if anybody's interested, and the footage that Andy's going to take, now it's in glorious Technicolor.
Yes. So there's the PM store.
Yep.
As you can see down in here, you see, so that's the one. There's only those ones in there, and the wet palettes in there as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's 2.5 because on the video when Matt was doing the grey work, he said that was going to be part 3. I've got too many bits to do.
There we go. But anyway, they're all down in there as well, so you can catch up with them. But again, if you do want to get it, obviously on the Flory bits pieces, they will be below this one today as well. I'll link the videos down underneath this. So I'll put them down in there, but also it is pinned in here. So all the current builds, obviously, for the video builds are in here. So if you do want to catch it as well and comment and like and subscribe and all the rest of it, you can find it down in here.
And just to say, because we bash Revell, brilliant, it's a really nice kit. So, and if it was rubbish, I would say it. I won't say it just because, there's no point. But I'm really surprised, not surprised, but, impressed of how they've gone about it. I think it's, nicely engineered, nicely thought out, how it goes together, and really nicely moulded, to be honest. So far, I can't fault it, and I don't think I will now. I'm proper far in it. So I've had a test fit and stuff with the engine and all the framing, and it seems to all be nicely located. So well done, Revell.
Well done. Cool job.
Bang on.
Bang on. Right, we will leave it there then, guys, because that's an hour. I've got to go and edit this now. It's like it's like 2020 again at the beginning.
So we're going back to doing it live again next week.
Yeah, that's it. So I don't have to go and edit all of this. Anyway, we will be back on with you live tomorrow night anyway. So we'll be on with you at 7:30. And then don't forget, we've got our TFI Friday show, which is from 3 till 5 on Friday afternoon, where it is live. You can join in with us with that one. And then obviously on Saturday night, 7:30, we've got the auction. So if you want to come along with that, you don't have to buy anything. You can just join us for the giggles and alcohol normally, and crisps and snacks and all the rest of it as we do.
Can I just mention one thing about the auction? I've put in the auction notes that we can't post to Europe.
No.
So respectfully, please, anybody from Europe, don't
just enjoy the show.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Because we can't.
At the minute still.
We've still got stuff from last time.
I know. We will get there, but yeah, it's not as straightforward as I thought it was going to be. Still.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll deal with that.
We'll get there. No problem.
Yeah.
Right, okay then. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We will see you all again very, very soon. Please take care of yourselves. So until later, bye.
Bye.